Hey everyone, Adam here. It's been a while since I've done a video of just me playing. As you probably noticed, I stopped uploading the individual table runs. I haven't really done much with those. I've been working a lot on drills and forms and things like that. As you can see by the dots on the table, I've been working on the Mighty X drill, mostly to try to fix an issue. I have an issue with my hand. If I show you my arm here, I'm bending my wrist this way. You'll notice it in some shots here. Actually, the break here looks pretty good. Should be pretty much perfectly straight. I have this weird thing on my elbow where I can twist this without moving my elbow at all, and it's caused a problem. I don't know how long I've been doing it for. It's been a while, but I need to resolve this before I get some lessons in the near future, looking at early August timeframe. So anyway, I was doing a couple 9-ball racks, decided I was playing pretty decently, so I decided to do a game against the Ghost, or a match against the Ghost here. It's going to be a race to 9. Decided to do a couple more games just to see if it would go. I've done I think a race to 5 and a race to 7 in the past, and it seemed like I won fairly easily. This may or may not go the same way. I figured a longer race would tell a little bit more. I'm trying to eliminate mistakes and things like that. So without further babbling and things like that, let's get on with this thing. So rules real quick. I break every rack. I take ball in hand after the break, regardless of what happens. If I were to make the 9-ball, it does not happen, spoiler alert. If I were to make the 9-ball, I probably would take the cheap win, but what I probably should do is just spot it and take ball in hand from there. Scratch doesn't matter, any of that. Take ball in hand. If I can run out, either running all the balls or making an early 9, I get 1 point. If I do not, the Ghost gets 1 point. Again, race to 9, first one to 9 wins, and let's get on with this. I've been breaking from the right side, pretty much exclusively, getting decent results, and of course, here's a pretty good result, except for the fact that the 5 and 2 are now locked up. This is a huge issue because the 2 does not go anywhere. The 5 does not go anywhere. The 2-5 does not go anywhere. And I need to break this out right away. And I need not only to break it out right away, I need to break it out and get a shot on it. I looked at this a couple different... there's 2 different ways to do this from what I can see. I can draw back 2 rails, top rail, right rail into it, or I can follow 2 rails, top rail, left rail, and into it. And I chose to do the follow. I thought I had a little bit better control on it. All I have to do is miss the 8. I want to come between the 8 and the 7 here. Instead, I hit the 8. I managed to just bump the 5 a little bit. I do have a little bit of the 2, so cue up the circus music because I'm going to hit this one as hard as I can. I hope something goes in, because if I don't, it's an immediate loss. Here I'm looking at this. I decided to take the 2-rail approach because I can go off the 8. I can go 2 into the 5 maybe. I can cross corner bank the 8 with a perfect leave on the 2. I'll take it. It definitely wasn't what I wanted. You can see the cue ball still spinning there. Definitely wasn't what I was planning, but in that case, like I said, I was just going to try to hit the ball and try to make something happen. Otherwise, it's an instant loss, and I probably wouldn't have posted that rack on this thing. I didn't necessarily want to hit the 7 there. I just wanted to come out for the 4. Here I need to get an angle on the 5 so I can get on the 6, and I'm a little bit straight on it, so I'm just going to take the angle to take the 6 up in the upper right after the 5. Would have been nice to get on the other side, but I just didn't have enough angle on the 4 to be able to really stun over enough. Now I should be able to lay this right on the rail. You may see me looking back occasionally at my hand. I'm trying to sort it out as I play through it. That obviously was not very good. I have a tough cut on the 6 here. Kind of hoping I can not scratch. I hope the 7 blocks a scratch here. I'm moving the rack more often, I find, the template rack. I'm using the Teo Max rack. Here you can see the bottom of my right hand kind of tilted up. I got a really good shot there. Didn't really mean to hit the 7, but it's fine. I'm a little bit off, so I'm going up table here. Number of ways to hit this. I can go 2 rails to the left, 2 rails to the right, straight up and down the middle of the table. I chose the 2 rail to the right route, but I didn't do it with draw. I did it with like straight top at a little bit of top and mostly right spin. Have a little tough shot in the 9 here. But as I've mentioned before in other videos, if you want to really practice your 9 and 10 ball, leave that 9 or 10 ball, whatever game you play most, in that spot and practice shooting from all around the table. So I'm up. I got the early lead, 1-0. You may notice I probably won't have a ghost video where it starts with me losing 1-0 unless I decide to really go for it. Here, this is a mess. You can't really tell from the video, but the 1 is about a half ball away from the top rail. The 6 is almost on the top rail, and the 3 is a little bit out, maybe a quarter of a ball out. So there is no 1-6-3 combo. At least one that's easy. I'm looking at it now. I kind of hate it. I hate everything about this. I could go kind of crazy and try to bank the 1 down to the lower right and have the cue ball fly into the 6 and 3, but then maybe not. Maybe it won't have a shot on the 2. So I'm going to try to draw this straight back into the 6. Hopefully I still have a shot in the 2 here. Got really fast on the backswing and follow through and totally missed the 3 ball. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go, and I wish I had more angle here. I'm going to do lower left, take it off this right rail and try to crash right into the 3 and the 6. Instead, the draw didn't take before it hit the rail. And I'm left with this mess. I looked at this for a little bit. The only real shot here is to try to go off the left rail with a lot of right spin into the 3 and hope the 6 goes in. And somehow I completely missed the 6. 3 was kind of going in the corner pocket, but I got nothing out of that. Ghost wins. We are tied at 1. You may notice the balls are a different color than the old Aramith Black set. This is the Aramith Tournament set. The ball makeup and composition is the exact same as the black set, but they are the traditional colors that everyone knows and loves. I don't know, decided to treat myself. All the balls that I play with at pool halls or tournaments or everything are the regular set. I've only had it screw me up at other places, and it's only really been once or twice. But I did notice on a lot of my commentary on these matches between myself and Matt, I've been calling the balls, the 4 and the 5, the wrong balls. So 4 here is purple, 5 is orange, 7 is maroon. It's all the colors that everyone knows. Made the 1 there. I'm going to draw back for the 3 in the upper right. Just like that. I'm weird on this ball. I'm a little bit to the wrong angle. I would have liked to be further back. I didn't really have the angle unless I went all the way off the rail. So I'm pretty much just going to stop this ball. Maybe drift forward a little bit just so I don't get stuck behind the 7. Yeah, it didn't really have the right angle. I didn't want to go to the top rail and then down through the 5 and 7. I thought that was kind of a mess. So I took a harder shot on the 4 to guarantee that I had a shot. Here is mostly center ball. I'm just going to go back and forth. Left or right rail, left rail, and then back out. I could have gotten a little bit further on that, but this is fine. I have enough of an angle that I can just play 1 rail out for the 7 in the same pocket as the 5. I think I decelerated a little bit on that stroke, hit it pretty rough to the pocket, kind of a little bit lucky that it went in. Here I just need to follow this a little bit so that I can play the 8 and get an angle to come back for the 9. Didn't really get enough on that. I wanted a little bit more. It's just pretty straight. What I really want to do is I want to go make the 8 in the upper left, go left rail, right rail, kind of where my cue is right now, or maybe a little bit for somewhere on that rail, and then into the the 9 ball. I don't want to leave it. If you do this one rail, you tend to leave it on the rail a lot, like example A. If you play it, now if I needed more angle to do it, so otherwise I would have come below the 9, but what you really want to do is you want to play it off both rails so it comes out probably 3-4 inches off that rail. Didn't have a problem with that shot. I did hit it to the far side of the pocket, but I did make it, and I'm up 2-1. I'm always getting the corner ball in, and that's probably the template rack mostly, but I'm also trying to make the one on the side. Normally, I guess that happens quite a bit. I'm not trying it, but it is nice when it goes. The problem with that is you may not get the leave on your next ball. Here I could play the one in the upper left, but I do like to play a little bit of follow on ball in hand. Just kind of gets you a little bit better tuned to your position line. Here I just need to follow this a little bit. Take the 4 in the lower left. Just like that. Almost didn't give myself enough angle. The rail kind of blends into the cloth here from this angle, but I'm gonna follow this forward, some right spin. I'm gonna come 2 rails around for the 5 on that right side. Just like this. I want to bounce off the rail. Could have done that a little bit better, gotten off the rail a little bit more. And here I looked at this shot. I don't know what I did with this shot. To be honest, like if you held a gun to my head and said, what were you doing here? I wouldn't be doing this video right now. Because I just stopped and I don't really have a decent shot. I don't know if I was trying to draw it back for the 6 in the upper right, or if I was trying to bring it a little forward for the 6 in the upper left. As it is, I have to take the 6 in the upper left, really. It's about the only shot, and I need to watch out for the 8s. And I got lucky that I didn't get right into the 8. Now here I can play top right, bring it around 3 rails, right to about where the cue was or where my chalk is. Problem is, speed control is pretty crucial for that shot. There are some big position windows that you can be in. I came up too low on the ball. I didn't come up high enough. Maybe a little bit less right spin, maybe just straight top. Now I'm on a goofy angle on this one. I can come back into the 9 pretty easily. Just go to the left rail. Yeah, you look at my hand right here. As I come forward, it's really bent, and I really need to work on that. Problem is, I played that a little too deep into the corner, and the way it's spun out now is I got almost the same shot in the 9. But again, like I said, put your 9 ball there and practice this shot from all over the table. Obviously above, with a 9 ball. Because that will help you finish racks a lot easier. Won't get you in a situation where you miss those as often. I got it, and I'm up 3-1. There, I made the one in the corner. Now I really don't even need to take ball in hand here, but there's a couple of us have talked about the fact that if you get ball in hand, you almost feel obligated to take it because you don't want to just shoot it from where it is. If you get the ball in hand, you might want to take advantage of it. I put this at a weird angle, and I don't know why I did this, but kind of had to. I guess that's not so bad, but I'm kind of behind the 6 here, and I don't really want to be, or in front of the 6. So I have to cue over like half the 6 ball here. It's not terrible, but it's from ball in hand position. I should have been able to get better. And then because I was kind of bad on that, now I'm kind of bad on the 4. I have to kind of bridge between the 8 and the 9. Have to figure out what I want to do in the 6. I could draw back a little bit, play the 6 in the same pocket. I could go forward, play the 6 in the left side, which is what I probably the better shot is, because I don't have to do much to be able to get to it. 7 does go on the right side. It also does go in both corners. And I got a little bit on the wrong side of the ball here, Would have been nice to be pretty much on like the head spot, if you can imagine where the spot is in between those two dots. So I could just come in between like the 8 and 9 and straight back up. Instead, I'm following this with some heavy top left. I got pretty good on the 7. I want to be able to get both off the rail and out a little bit more, so I have a better angle on the 8. If I were to just stop it where it is, I'm kind of going away from the 9, close to that left side pocket when I'm shooting the 8. So I want to, but it's also really close to that. I can't hit this first point at all, the low point from our view. So I have to hit off the far point, which they're very pointy points. And the point is you need to be careful on that shot. I did play it off that facing and just fall into the pocket. This is pretty decent. What I've been doing lately is I've been looking at the angle of the ball I'm shooting at and then walking over and looking at the angle of the ball I'm getting the leave on before I take my shot. That's part of, I'm making that part of my pre-shot routine. So here I just come off the rail and bounce out, and should be a very, very routine 9 ball. Got pretty good on it, I must say. Does anyone remember that guy? Or am I dating myself here? All right, I'm on a roll here. I'm up 4-1. Again, we're going to 9. See if I can keep the momentum going. Almost scratched there. Anytime you cross over the 1 ball on your brakes, the ball is going to go right towards that side pocket, and it's need to work on hitting that a little bit more straight on. Now here I mentioned before that I like to follow on ball in hand. The issue here is the 7 is kind of in the way of that angle, and I don't want to get too straight on the 3 because I want to come back out for the 4. I have to get it pretty straight on the 4 to be able to get that. So I like the angle of just stunning back a little bit and then drawing back from the 3 to the rail. Basically where my hand is right now. I'm aiming for drawing back right there and then taking the 4 and the lower right. And even this angle, which doesn't seem like a lot, is a lot because of the point. The 4 is so close to that point. So I'm doing a standard low left, kind of bounce it off, but you see I hit that point. I'm okay because I'm kind of bridging over the side pocket. I'm not right on the rail. This, on a lot of tables, is a simple 1 rail to close to the middle of the table. My table's really fast, and for some reason the other nights, I recorded this on Saturday the 29th into the wee hours of Sunday the 30th in the morning. My table was playing really, really fast. Air conditioning was working overtime. I got lucky here. That could have gone wrong so many different ways. I happened to hit the 6 full. And the only issue here is I can't really do much to it because it's going away. It's going to the, as we're looking at the table, it's going to the left of the 7. So I'm pretty much just going to stop it here and take my medicine on the 7. Couple different ways I can play this. I can play it 2 rails to the top and then right rail. The shot I like, if I have enough angle, is to play it 3 rails for the, I do lower left or lower right, play to the top rail, the right rail, all the way over to the left rail, and then it just floats right into position on the to the 8 ball. Problem here is I hit this way too hard, and I get down here below the 8. In a regular game, I would play some sort of safety, basically playing a stop shot on the 8 ball, using the 9 as a blocker and playing the 8 to probably the middle of the table somewhere. Here I need to try to make this. I probably should have gone for the bank, either cross corner or behind me to the left or cross side. Instead, I try the super thin cut and end up scratching and missing the ball, so the ghost is catching up. Here, the 3 ball does not pass the 5. I looked at it very closely a couple times. It seems like it could on this view, but it absolutely does not. So I'm in trouble here because I need to get from the 1 to the 2 to the 3, but there's no pocket for the 3 right now. So I need to, I'm looking here, if I get there on the 2, I can stun over into the 5 or into the 3. That's a really touchy shot. You can underhit that one. I can overdraw it. I can underdraw. I mean, there's just a lot of things. So as I'm setting this up, I'm kind of looking around to see what is going on, and I realize I could probably make the 1 in the upper left and hit the 8 and have the 8 go into the 3, but still be good angle that I can be. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. So my plan is to play the 1, cut the 8 into the 3. The cue ball is going to stay kind of right around there, and I'll have the 2, and then hopefully the 3 gets someplace safe or someplace easy that I can make it. I don't necessarily know if I had that shot. Looking at what happens here, let's kind of watch this. Yeah, the 8 I went really thick into the 8. I need to be a lot thinner on that, and that was probably too much to ask for. So here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to play the 2. I needed to take more time. I wanted to play the 2, use the 7 to stop the cue ball, and just play the 3 cross side, the bank. Instead, I did half of that, but I didn't make the 2. So the Ghost is on a quick comeback trail, and it's 4-3. I'm still leading, but Ghost is coming back. Made a couple here. The 1, I can get the cue ball in between the 5 and the rail to play the 1, go over to the 2. This should be an out here. I have a couple angles I need to worry about, but I should be able to get out here. Wondering what I was going to play here, if I was going to go all the way to the top rail, which I didn't think was necessary, so I kind of just went out kind of near like the head spot area. Not the greatest reach, but it is an 8-foot table. It's not a 9, so I'm good. I also have another extension that I could have used, should have used, maybe should have used. Here, just some straight top with a little bit of left. I wanted this to come up a lot more. Even on this table, that's a tough shot. And here, I don't try to do too much on these shots. I can't really come back. I'm bridging over the 6, so I'm just going to play like a straight top and go back and forth and hopefully get a shot on the 6. I was aiming for the lower right, and I got it pretty decently. Watch the 6 as it goes into the pocket here, because I did this on purpose. I'll explain it after I shoot it. So I aimed it to as we're looking to the left side of the pocket, or the bottom side, because that way I could have played just a stop shot with no English at all, just straight draw to stop it, and have a good angle on the 7 to come back for the 8. Hit the 7 a little sloppy, but this is pretty good. I'll take this. All I have to do is take the 8. I could try to hold for it in the same pocket as, for the 9 in the same pocket as the 8, or I could come straight across and play, I said that wrong. I could hold it for the opposite pocket, or I could come straight across for the same pocket as the 8. I was able to hold it for the lower left here. And I'm up again, 2-game lead, 5-3. There I almost scratched, but again, the scratch wouldn't have mattered because playing against the Ghost, it never does. I get ball in hand no matter what. Question for you guys out there, if what do you think on these videos? I always fast forward them to right on my last stroke before the break. Would you rather watch how I break the whole setup, or is that okay? Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Here, this is a weird angle. I want to get on this side of the 8, so got it pretty decently. I can come back one rail out. I don't know what to call these shots. Just the one rail to the middle of the table shot. You're using draw on outside to play the cut down the rail and then come out to the middle of the table. I do want to apologize for whatever this is crawling across my camera lens. Looks like we have some spider friends invading our camera area. Time to bring out the nasty vacuum cleaner to get them all. Here I'm looking at what kind of angle I need on the 5 to get to the 6. I do not want to be on like even with the 3 right now. I want to be back out kind of in the middle of the table. Where I am is fine if I could get there. And that's going to be pretty good. Could have even used a little bit more angle, but I think this is fine. Now I'm thinking about this, what to do. There's a big position window that the 7 is blocking. So if you draw like a triangle to where I can make the 6 in the upper left, the 7 is blocking out a lot of that triangle. But I can come straight across and play the 6 to the lower right. And this requires top and a little bit of left. And just kind of 2 rails right at it. I have a really, really good angle now. And again, I apologize for this spider doing gymnastics on the camera lens here. I can play this and hold for the 7 on the right side pretty easily. I want to bounce off the rail a little bit, just like that. A little bit too much angle. It's not really an issue. I'm going to have to go to the bottom rail and back. But this is a good shot to kind of let your stroke out. Make sure you don't try to miss-hit or miscue or decelerate or anything like that. I just like to open these up. Going to use straight top with maybe a hint of right just to avoid the 9 on the way down and up. And that's pretty much, I would say, perfect, except for the fact I got really straight on this ball. I wanted to either be a foot down table or a foot up table. Instead, I'm pretty straight. I'm going 2 rails into the corner. So I'm playing this to top right, spinning it out. And again, I didn't get very far. I was afraid of going too far on that one because you can leave yourself on the rail and in trouble a lot. But again, if you practice these shots a lot, which I have done, literally from all over the table, on the rail, off the rail, up table, middle table. And when you play those, don't play to just make it, play to play the cue ball somewhere. So there I was playing the cue ball, bottom rail, side rail, so I don't scratch. And I am up 6-3. Kind of lost the cue ball on that break, but again, I mean, it's not really a big deal because we're playing against the ghost. The issue in this rack is going to be the 3 to the 4. If I can get a good angle to get on the 3 to above the 4 on the right rail, and I'm kind of looking at that now, that would really be the ideal place to play it. So I'm really kind of looking I want to follow this a little bit. I am bridging over a ball with ball in hand, but I don't want to play the one in a corner. I don't know why I drew it back. I do know why. I was going to play this against this, kind of stun draw into the side rail and out, just like that, and I didn't get enough. I needed to be on this side of the pocket line so I could draw back this way. Instead, I'm on the wrong side. This is a weird angle. You can't really tell. I can't draw straight back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down below the 9 and basically right at the 4. Just like this. And I hit the 4 just enough way to put it over the side pocket. What's coming up next is going to be kind of ugly, so maybe time to get a drink break or something, or look away for just a second. I hit the rail coming in, and of course it missed at that speed. I wanted to pop it out for the 5. What I should have done is taken more time and looked at the side pocket. I was so focused on playing it in the upper right, I didn't think about playing in the side. I thought it was too much of an angle to do that. So the ghost is on the comeback trail once again. It is 6-4. This is a weird spot here. The 1 is right on the rail, and that 2, there's a couple windows to get to it. Ideally, I would want an angle where I can play the 2-3 rails around, right rail, bottom rail, left rail, and come out for the 3. But I need to be pretty much picture perfect on it. I don't think I played this the right way. it came out way too much. I only wanted to come out a couple inches, and now I don't have that angle. The 7 is now blocking that way because I have to put right spin on that ball, and the right spin is going to send the cue ball in the direction of the 7. I don't have enough to get in between there, and I'm measuring that out right now. What I do have is I do have lower left to be able to spin it out, kind of one rail between the 8 and the 4, but guess what's really big right there? The old side pocket. So that throw that game away, and we are at 6-5. I think that was just a bad shot selection on the one ball. Should have taken a little bit more time, and instead of trying to play that gap, maybe come around 3 rails left, top, right into the 2. Just played a stop shot. And that's kind of what I did. I tried to play a stop shot to pop it off the rail, but I came out way too much. Here I kind of have a back and forth, almost like a Niels Fine yo-yo drill here. If you haven't seen that video, take a look at it. Basically just doing these, I don't know what you call these shots. I guess just one rail draw shots. But they come up in every game multiple times. I mean, every ball here, the 2, the 3, the 5, the 6 are all this shot. I'm playing low outside, spinning it off the rail and coming back out. And I did come too far back for this one because now I can't get to the other side of the 4, which is right there in the middle on the top. I'm pretty straight on this ball, so I'm kind of looking at this combo, and as much as I don't like it, I'm just going to draw straight back and take the 4-7 after this. What I would have liked is to be in the middle of the table, come one rail over, play the 4 in the upper left corner. And I didn't even try that. I don't know if I was having an issue with my draw shots tonight or last night or whenever night this was, because I'm not getting as much. I'm not drawing as much as I had a shot a couple games ago where I would have drawn, or maybe that one's coming up. Maybe it's coming up. But anyway, I play this. Hit it way too thin. Cue ball comes way down table, sitting over the 9 ball with a tough cut. This is just all sorts of bad. I'm not even citing the 5 here because I'm just trying to make the 4, and that's all I'm focused on. I do have to hit it hard enough to come up and down the table, but that happened and I missed. I guess I missed on the pro side because I overcut it, but that doesn't really help when you're playing against the Ghost, and we are tied at 6. It's a race to 3 from here. So looking at this table, the 3 does go past the 9 and the 7. I can get to the 7 from the 6 pretty easily. I don't see anything wrong here, any problems here. Except for that. I should have looked at that much more. Remember I was talking about wanting to follow the ball in hand shot into your position. There I decided to just stun it up table. Now I'm really goofy on the 2 to the 3. I didn't mean to hit the 3. I wanted to get over, past the 3 so I could play it. I'm still playing in the lower left, but I wanted to get past it. That was just a poor choice on the 1. I don't know what got into me. Sun is in my eyes or something, or spider crawling on the camera lens. So now I have to play this in the lower left, and I have to stun between the 9 and 6, both to the rail and out to get on the 4. This is not an easy shot. And I overcut it. Worrying too much about my leave, overcut it. Got a good leave on the 4, but now, for the first time, I think the first time, the Ghost is ahead 7-6. Here I want to do everything possible to avoid the Ghost going on the hill. I pretty much have kind of 3 stop shots here. I do want to pay a little more attention from the 3 to the 5, because I want to be able to get from the 5. I want to be on the left side of the pocket line. Maybe someday I'll draw some lines on these videos and go over it. But for now, I just need to make sure that I can get from the 5 to the 6. There's a lot of room for error on this shot. I could be on the right side of the pocket line and spin in with some follow. But I'm going to come out one rail here. Didn't get to exactly where I wanted to be, but this is fine. I mean, there's no issues here. And then I'm make sure that I'm sighting both the 5, the 6, and the 7 here, because if I can get straight in on the 6, the 7, 8, and 9 are just right there. Played that follow with some right spin. Pretty good on this one. This is just a stop shot. Don't do anything fancy with the cue ball. Take a stop shot. Take my medicine on the 7. I wanted probably a little bit of an angle so I could pop this out, but I had more angle than I thought I had. I could kind of stun forward on that one a little bit. This is basically a stop shot. I think I'm going a little bit away from the 9 ball. Actually, I'm going quite a bit away from the 9 ball, so I'm going to play this off the bottom rail and up. I don't know what I did there, if I didn't follow through or what. It looks like a perfect leave, but I really wanted the leave for the 8 and the side. So I wanted to be between the 8, kind of in line with the 8 and 9 right now. So here I just have to play a stop shot, center pocket, stop shot, center pocket, maybe a little bit to the left, but I didn't hit the rail on the way in, which I've been doing in this session a little bit. And we're again tied at 7. It is a race to 2 from here. See if I can pull this off. So here the 8 and the 5 are the issue. Or I should say the 5 is the issue here. I can get from the 1 to the 2 to the 3 just fine. Depending on what angle I have on the 3. Like if I were, let's see. If I were almost where that upper left donut circle dot is, I could follow the 3 and send the cue ball into either the 8 or the 5. But it's hard to get there from here, because I need to play the 1 and the 2 first. If I'm on the other dot on the right, kind of where my hand is right now, I could maybe play 3 in the lower left and stun into there. What I'm trying here is I'm trying to get on that first angle I was talking about. Kind of setting up the angle now, and that's why I went over here for the 2, because I can play pretty much just right or left spin here and come out 2 rails into that position line. We'll see what happens. Got too far into it. I think I might have needed a little bit of draw. It's close. It's really close right here, but the cue ball is heading more towards the side pocket. I think even if I put a ton of follow on it, it would end probably some right spin at this point. It would hit the rail and barely miss the 5. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to play this in the side. It's actually below the pocket here with a ton of left spin and then go 2 rails into the 8 and 5, just like that. And I got okay on it. I have to use a short cue. I'm right on the rail. It's pretty much on the first diamond straight across. So I do have to cut this, but I also have to hit it kind of hard and send it around the table. And watch this one closely. This is not fun. So if you saw that, I double hit the cue ball, which is why I gave the ghost the game. That was ugly. That is a cue ball foul in every form of pool. So the ghost is up 8-7. Ghost is on the hill here, is just what I didn't want to have happen. But this break is really nice. Everything is spread out. Everything goes. Everything has multiple pockets that can go in. The only real issue here is the 3 to the 5. Yeah, so the ideal angle here is really just a stop shot on this. I don't know why I decided to follow this all the way to the rail. I got there nicely, but now I kind of have to hold this with some check spin, in this case left, to not go past the angle on the 3 that I need. I don't know why I just didn't take the angle that I had. And I did this nicely. Here was the shot I was kind of referring to a couple games ago. When I'm feeling really good on this with my draw stroke, I will draw this straight back to where I am to the rail and back out. Instead, I just did kind of a more of a stun draw. I got great position on it, but I don't know if I wasn't feeling the draw shots this night, or I was working for an hour and a half or so on this whole wrist thing. I have various wrist braces, and one even made for pool that really hurts because I'm doing it wrong. But maybe I was just not feeling it at that point. I really don't know. That I played strange. I normally, you've seen all the shots I do, I stun that off the rail almost all the time. For some reason I decided to float that because I thought I could get straight in position on the 6, which I didn't. I'm a little bit off. And now stunning it brings the 8 into play. So I actually have to follow this, go away from the 7, go off the right rail and out for a better leave on the 7. I'm not fond of that 5-ball shot. I should have worked a little bit harder to get a better position on the 6. As it is, I almost missed, but I got pretty good on it. Now here there's 2 ways to play this. There's going forward and going backwards. It looks like the angle is going to go right into the 9-ball, in which case I can just play straight top on it, have it hit the 9, come out to the bottom rail and back up. Just like that. A little bit harder would have been nice, but I didn't want to overrun the 8s. The other way, when I'm drawing it, again, like I said, something must have been in my head about my draw shots, because normally I would draw that to the left rail and out and have, a decent shot on the 8. Table was playing much faster than normal. It is a fast table as it was, but here I'm fine. I just play the 8 up to the top rail. Don't even have to worry about getting too close to it because the 9 is so close to the pocket. And barring an earthquake or major catastrophe here, we're going to be on the hill. All right, we are hill. It is 8-8. Next game wins. Will it be me or will it be the ghost? Stay tuned. What's funny is I took a little bit off that break for reasons and made 3 balls. Maybe the secret to 9-ball break isn't hitting it as hard as you absolutely can. So here I want to come out. I've been getting in the habit of, instead of trying to float in a position, playing off a rail in a position. So I'm going to play this into the upper right, go off the right rail for the 3 in the side. Just like that. Here I could do the same thing, or I could just stop it. What I'm trying to avoid is floating the cue ball, like following the cue ball into that line of position where it's touchy. As long as it's not touchy like that, I could just, basically a stop shot, even though the cue ball moved a little bit. Here I just want kind of straight top, maybe a little inside to hold the angle and come up just like that. And then from the 6 to the 8, I really want to get straight in. So I'm looking at the angle I need to get straight in. It's almost like if I stop the 6 right here, it's almost there. But I want to try to bring it up table a little bit. I don't know. I'm not really happy with this shot either. I got jabby at it, and I pulled it over to the wrong side of the 8. So this is the shot I was talking about before. You can do either try to hold it there, which I don't recommend, play 2 rails down and up, or just what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw it straight over. And when I do this, I'm hopefully drawing to the left rail and out, depending on how I'm feeling about the shot. And that one kind of half-heartedly did it, but that'll definitely work. I'm just gonna make sure I got my angles lined up, don't hit the wall. Little fast on the follow through, but I'll take it. Final score 9-8. As you can see in the really, really blurry LED scoreboard there. So let me know what you thought. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I keep talking about wanting to do the what I call it, or what the Jaworski pool practice guy calls the Gauntlet Challenge, modified in a ghost setup where I do 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball in rotation in games, 1 point per each, and then just see what happens there. With the understanding I'm probably going to lose a lot of the 10 balls, hopefully can make it up in the 8 and 9. So if I win 2-1 in each of those, I should come out ahead. But as you saw here, playing to race to 9, it was really close. So anyways, until next time, we'll see you.